A suspect has been charged with the murder of United Health Group executive Brian Thompson. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was arrested after a tip-off at a McDonald's restaurant in Pennsylvania. The state's governor, Josh Shapiro, says the suspect should be, quote, no hero to people frustrated with the American health insurance industry.
In a civil society, we are all less safe when ideologues engage in vigilante justice. In some dark corners, this killer is being hailed as a hero. Hear me on this. He is no hero.
For more, let's bring in Bloomberg's Bill Faries. Bill, what is the latest then?
Well, we are learning a lot more as the hours go by about this chief suspect, Luigi Mangione, 26-year-old, as you mentioned, grew up attending an elite private school in Baltimore, attended the University of Pennsylvania, where he seems to have studied engineering and computer science. He even helped teach a course on artificial intelligence to a group of high school students in a summer program at Stanford University. As investigators pore through some of his social media accounts, they're learning a bit more, including that he at one point seemed to praise the writings of the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, who he said was rightly jailed, but essentially had made some interesting points about where society was headed. On his Goodreads account, there were a lot of references to books about dealing with lower back pain and back health medical issues. It seems that's created some speculation about whether there may have been a medical issue in his own background that resulted in some bad or difficult exchanges with insurance companies. We just don't know that much about it. For now, he is facing charges in Pennsylvania of having a host of fake IDs and having a gun illegally, but the more serious charge just came down in the last couple hours in New York, where he'll face a murder charge there and is likely to be extradited from Pennsylvania to New York at some point over the coming week or so.
Bill, look, this murder has reverberated, hasn't it, across the nation and beyond, quite frankly. And Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, referenced the fact that some people in some dark corners, as he said, quoting the governor, kind of have celebrated this guy, or at least the suspect, whoever that is, ultimately. What do we know about why this has resonated with so many?
Yeah, I mean, Governor Shapiro talked about dark corners. It seems to be a lot more than that. I mean, people are being very public, at least on the internet, in terms of praising Mangione. There's a lot of frustration. There has been for years in the United States over access to health care and then the cost of health care, even if you have insurance plans. People sometimes feel like they pay very high monthly premiums and then still have large deductibles. There's a sector of people who look at this who say that insurance companies spend too long debating whether to authorize coverage to doctors. There are medical professionals who would say that. So there's just a huge pent-up frustration about the healthcare industry in the United States, and I think a lot of that is coming around to focus on this case and this shooting in particular.